Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
It is wonderful to gather here. As somebody said, to come Shabbat 2 days after Yom Kippur is the hardcore. You're the hardcore, or those who've been called out and said they're coming anyway from across 2 states. It's delightful to have Rabbi Gorbin's parents in attendance with us tonight. Welcome, Bruchim Habayim, and we hope that you enjoy a smaller part of our community. We have our choir singing tonight. They will be singing the 4th Friday of every month this year at 8 o'clock, and we try to have this order where people know what to expect. So the 4th Friday is choir, a brief sermon, a Torah reading, and it's the first time we've been able to experience the three of us together with the choir. And so we're going to begin. We have some beautiful music that the choir has learned as prayer over the years. And the first is an introduction to Candle Blessing by a wonderful composer we sing here named Danny Massing. If you would find your Mishkan Tefillah, your blue prayer book, and open it to page 2, going from right to left, I'd like to ask you to rise for the Hadlakat HaNer, the lighting of candles for Shabbat, led by Gary and Amy Dubin.
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Please remain standing and turn to page 5. As the Kiddush cup is lifted, we're all going to sing Kiddush together. If you would, on page 5. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava u'bratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava u'bratzon inchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh Shabbat. Please be seated, everyone. We're on page 7. Where has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished. Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat, abide. Please read with me. Help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time. Contain the retreat of the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life. Let me learn to pause, if only for this day.
Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world this day. On this day, Shabbat, abide.
On page 8, I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics, and no services. But I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other. To work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. We're going to continue all the way in the middle of our Kabbalat Shabbat songs on page 20. On page 20, you'll find the Lecha Dodi, and we are going to, unlike we usually do, start on verse 6. If you look on page 21, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and as we get to the last verse, Bo'i, V'shalom, it is our custom to rise and face the rear, and when you hear the words Bo'i Kala, to bow to the left and bow to the right. This is another beautiful version by our friend Danny Massing.
Yabba bim bam lo tevoshi, velo tikami, matishtochachi umatemi. Yabba bim bam bachechesu, ani ami, venivnetahi ratila. Ay ay yabba bam, yabba bim bam, yabba bam. Yabba baba, yabba baba, yabba baba baba. Ay, 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 ay. Hey. Lecha dodi, likrat kala. Yabba baba, yabba baba, yabba baba. Pnei Shabbat nikabla. Hayul shisa, shosai, trafku kol mevalai. Shabbat nikabla, yabba bim bam, yaminu smol, tifrotzi, ve'et Hashem taritzi, yabba bim bam, yarish, ben partzi, ve'nismecha v'nagila. Ay, ay, yabba bam. Yabba baba bim bam, yabba baba bum, yabba baba, yabba baba, yabba baba bum. Ay, die, 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 die. Lecha dodi,
Please rise and face the rear.
Bo'i v'shalom, ateret bala.
We bow to the left and to the right. On 22, you'll find we like to do Psalm for the Sabbath day, Mizmor Shel Yom HaShabbat, part in English, that's the top part to the indent. At the indent, you go up to the Hebrew, which is Tzadik Katamar. I heard a really funky version of Tzadik Katamar you were doing, so I'm looking forward to hearing that. If you would all read with me on page 22, a psalm. Together? A psalm, a song for Shabbat. It is good to praise Adonai, to sing hymns to your name, O Most High, to proclaim your steadfast love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night, with a 10-stringed harp, with voice and lyre together. You have gladdened me by your deeds, Adonai. I shout for joy at your handiwork. How great are your works, Adonai. How very subtle your designs. A brute cannot know, a fool cannot understand this. I didn't know it was written as a cha-cha, but on page 24 you'll find the Song of the Angels, Shalom Aleichem. We continue, and that will end our Kabbalat Shabbat, and then we'll transition into Baruch Hu. Please turn the page to 26 and rise for the Chatzi Kaddish before the Baruch Hu.
Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabba.
Amen.
Yalmad v'rach yirutei v'yamalech b'chutei. B'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayir chol Beit Yisrael.
Magala, Magala, U'izman Karim. Amen.
vit ba'ar vit roma vit nasei vit adar vit ale vit alal shmei kodesha
Brichu.
Leila min kol bechata v'shirata
Tush bechata v'nechemata damiran bi'olma.
Behimeru
Page 28, Baruch.
Baruch hu et Adonai Hamevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
At the top of page 30, we join together. Baruch
Baruch
atah
atah
Adonai,
Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidbaro ma'ariv arabim, b'chokhmah potech she'arim, ובתבונה משנה עתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו, בורא יום ולילה, ולאור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור, ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב.
Page 33. Please join with me. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol.
All these things your Torah gives to us, and the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works, and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael.
Baruch
page 39, we join together at the top of the page. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. We continue with Mi Chamocha on page 40.
ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני קהל ישראל.
Page 42, Hashkivenu. turn the page and a song for Shabbat, another song for Shabbat, Vishamru.
On page 46, you'll find the beginning of the tefillah. As we like to say, this little two-line phrase is the most important of prayers, because if we are not able to open our mouths, what is the rest of the words meant to be to our hearts? So we rise for that prayer on page 46. Adonai, sifatai tivtach, ufi agid tehilatecha. Adonai, sifatai tivtach, Ufi agid tehilatecha. Oh God, open up my lips as I begin to pray. Oh God, open up my lips as I begin to pray. Adonai, sifatai tivtach, Ufi agid tehilatecha. Adonai, sifatai tivtach, Ufi agid tehilatecha. Page 48. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Koneh Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei Bneihem, L'Ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozeru Moshiach U'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah Rav le'Hoshia. Morid hatahal, Mechalkel chaim bechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim. Sohomech noflim berofech olim, Umatir asurim. ומקיים מאמונתו לשני העפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מהלך, מלך ממיר ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים לך יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Please be seated, everyone. There are 7 blessings in the Amidah, and we've just chanted the first 3 of them. I'm going to ask Rabbi Gorban to lead us in the beautiful reading at the top of page 55.
May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai,
Mekadesh HaShabbat.
At the bottom of page 57, together, you are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, shulcha levarcha v'yira'ana avod. At the bottom of page 59, there's a passage that comes from Psalm 8. I don't know if any of you saw the sunset this evening, but the gorgeous colors made me think of this passage. So let's join in together. When we behold your heavens, the works of your fingers, the moon and stars that you set in place, what are we humans that you are mindful of us? We mortals that you take note of us. You made us little less than divine, adorned us with glory and majesty. You give us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet. How majestic is your name throughout the earth. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha l'chana el hodot. Shalom Mav is on the next page.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. 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 Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
Have a seat for a minute. I grew up in what I would call an observant Reform family. That meant we actually sat down to a meal every night, and the television was not welcome. And we held hands and said motzi every night. We said it. Friday night, we would sing it. We would sing the beautiful tune that is done throughout all the youth groups. It was actually written in about 1950 by Professor Michael Cook's father, Rabbi Ray Cook. And we would sing in 7-part harmony. There were 7 of us. It was our version of the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, I guess. My mother would put a paper napkin on her head, and she would light candlesticks that were really, really not great looking. But they were 5 generations old, and the only tangible tie of my family back to the old country. And people would kind of outdo each other in the elaborate harmonies, the descant, the rich, rich, fulfilling song, holding hands as a family. When the choir sings, I feel like they're holding my hand. I feel like they're holding all of us hands and asking us to just rise a little bit higher than maybe we were when we walked in the room. With their notes ringing in your ears, you might take this moment and just remember the music of your own life. The music of Shabbat, the music of friendship, the music of community. Please pray for a moment quietly. On our 4th Shabbat of the month, it's our tradition that we take the Torah out and read. It's a very short aliyah tonight. We're ending a year doing the 6th aliyah of all the parshiot. Next year we do the 7th and complete the cycle. And in Hazinu, I think Rabbi Gorban is reading a total of 4 psukim. I think it's
total of 4
of 4 psukim. It's really, really rough, but we'll enjoy it. It's poetry, and apparently you might want to cover your child's ears because it's very vivid and graphic about God as warrior. That is the PG warning for what's happening. Page 244 in your book, you'll find the beginning of the Torah service for which we all rise. En kamocha Elohim Adonai. Malchutecha malchut kol olamim umemshaltecha bechol dor vador Adonai melech top of 246 and then immediately to 248. Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Udevar Adonai me'Yerushal. Turn the page. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, Le'amo Yisrael B'Kedushato. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adoneinu Kadosh Shemo. Gadlu Adonai iti uneramema Shemo yaktav. Lecha Adonai hagedu ula ve'hagevura ve'hatiferet ve'hanetzach ve'hahod. Ki hol b'shamayim u'va'aretz, ki hol b'shamayim u'va'aretz. Lecha Adonai hamam lecha ve'amit na'aseh lechol rosh. Lecha Adonai hagedula ve'hagevura ve'hatiferet ve'hanetzach ve'hahod. Ki chol b'shamayim u'va'aretz, ki chol b'shamayim u'va'aretz. Lecha Adonai hamam lecha ve'amit na'aseh lechol lerosh. Please remain standing until the Torah is on the reading desk and the choir has their shot. There we go. Get longer arms. Oh. There we go. You have it. Please be seated, everyone. The Torah portion is called Ha'azinu. It is chapter 32 of Deuteronomy, and the verses are 40 to 43. 40, 41, 42, and 43. It's on 1561 in the Chumashim that are in front of you. It is exquisite, graphic, challenging poetry. And if the choir can move, I've already given you some of an advance warning that the entire choir, for all that you did for High Holidays, please, it's your aliyah. Please. And Mimi wanted the right to hold the card. So here's you. She's tall in spirit. Yes, the tallest in spirit. Okay, hold on a second. They're still coming.
Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam Va'ed. Amen. Ki esal shamayim yadi, for I will lift up my hand to the heavens. V'amarti chai anochi le'olam, and I say, I live forever. Im shanoti barak charbi, v'tochez b'mishpat yadi. When I sharpen the flashing blade of my sword, and my hand grips it in judgment, Ashiv nakam letzarai velim sanai ashalem. I will return vengeance to my foes and to those who hate me. I will repay them. Ashkir chitzai midam v'charbi tochel basar. I will intoxicate my arrows with blood, and my sword will devour flesh. I told you it was weird. Midam chalal v'shivya merosh parot oyev. From the blood of the slain and the captive and the uncovered heads of my enemy. Harninu goyim amo, ki dam avadav yikom. O you nations, acclaim God's people, for the blood of God's servants will be avenged. V'nakam yashiv litzarav, v'chiper admato amo. For vengeance will return to God's foes, and atonement will come to God's land and God's people.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. Just hold that. Let's cover it up. There we go. Amen. And everybody say Yeshakach to the choir, please. Thank you so much. You can go back. While the Torah is out and open, it's customary for us to ask you to share names of those for whom you were wishing for healing at this Shabbat. We think especially of those who are in hospitals and clearly terrified about what might happen in the next day or two to them, or those who are alone in nursing homes, or those who walk the earth with a stone in the heart, or face the daily battles of addiction. If there's the name of somebody you would like to say out loud and to add to our prayers, we welcome that. If you want to hold that name in your heart, that's fine as well. If you'd like to say the Hebrew name, we always say the Hebrew name, daughter or son of the mother. We call to the Torah first the father's name, but we call for healing first in the mother's name. We'll start with the choir. Just call it out. Anybody else? Just call it out. Sheila Sittig. The Mishaberach is on 253. Many of us know it. Use the words or your memory, or simply let the words wash over you as the Mishaberach is sung. Mishaberach avoteinu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives sing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Please rise for the lifting of the Torah. To show you the poetry. V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe livnei b'nei Yisrael al pi Adonai Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. In our books, we're on page 256 as the ark is open for returning the Torah to the ark. Hallelujah, Shem Adonai, ki nizkahav shemo levado, lo al eretz b'shamayim, vayarem keren le'amo, tehila lechol hasidav, livnei Yisrael am kerovo. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Eitz chayim hi l'machazikim ba v'tomecheha me'ushar deracheha darchei noam l'chol nativoteha shalom hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva hadesh hadesh yameinu hadesh yameinu kekedem. I know that you came here because you needed to hear one more rip-roaring sermon. No, you didn't. You didn't really need to hear one more rip-roaring sermon, but we talk Torah when we have these services. We bill it that way, that we're going to have choir, we're going to have Torah, and we're going to have Torah teaching. And so I wouldn't want anybody to feel that you bought a ticket, you didn't buy a ticket, but that you didn't really get what we were offering. And so I want to teach you a Hebrew word in just a minute. If anybody was listening closely, and I know you all tried very hard to listen closely to what I tried to say throughout the high holidays, at Rosh Hashanah I talked about seeing. As a matter of fact, I talked about seeing, and I quoted Tanchumen, which says, Ha'im ata ro'eh ma shani ro'eh. Do you see what I see? And everybody thought I was talking about a Christmas carol, but I was not. Talk about seeing. Kol Nidre, I talked about hearing. Yizkor, I talked about remembering. And this Torah portion is about touching. What does it mean to touch? How can you have a physical theology? If God is beyond the world, how can you talk about God and what you touch? I argue with 10th graders all the time, every year. I love my 10th graders. I've been teaching them since 1973, and I love them because they have no filter. They'll say anything they want to say, and sometimes that includes very brief words that begin with the 6th letter of the alphabet. I mean, it's really incredible what they are willing to say, even to the rabbi. I'm glad you worked that out. And they say, I don't believe in God. And I say, which God don't you believe in? The God of Maimonides, the God of Martin Buber, the God of Franz Rosenzweig, the God of Yehuda Levi, the God of Rabbi Akiva, or the God of Gamliel, the God of Abraham, the God of Sarah, the God of Beruria, the wife of Meir, quoted by name. All these different ideas of God, and they go, I don't know, I just don't believe in God. Well, maybe we don't know what God is in full richness of what that word can mean. And we have the most trouble when it comes to physicality. Because physicality we associate with nature and the world and the dirt, and how can the dirt be God? And yet, in traditional theology, God is always a both and. God is transcendent, beyond our ability to understand or ever comprehend, and God is closer to us than our inmost selves. God is in the dirt and beyond the dirt at the same time. And we have this come to a point in what Rabbi Gorbin, where is she? Rabbi Gorbin read, but what she didn't read, the part that came before her, where we assume that God takes care of us like an eagle takes care of her young with her pinions, just guarding us. And that God is the one who gets honey literally from rock that is able to get oil out of stone. These are such material images, and we go, ooh, how can God be involved in that? And this is the word I want to teach you. So whether you get anything out of the rest of my remarks, whether you laugh or don't laugh or hear a story, the word in Hebrew is called kiv yachol. Say kiv yachol. Kiv yachol means as if it could be. And the rabbis use this all the time. Because the rabbis talk about God being, kamo melech basar v'dam, like a king of flesh and blood. Or God did this or God did that. God extended God's hand. And they always say, kiv yachol. Unless the text said it, we couldn't even use those words. But it's as if. And I find as if to be the most freeing words in all theological dialogue. Because you don't have to believe that God thundered, that God got angry, that God touched the earth, that God has an eye and a hand. Kiv yachol. What's that word again? Kiv yachol. As if. Because what we're talking about theologically is poetry. We're talking about that which is beyond our ken, our ability to sense, to see, to realize. And yet, most people I know, including 10th graders that I have this discussion with, sense there's something beyond them as well. They are not so self-absorbed, even though we think our teenagers are self-absorbed, that everything is about them all the time. And I ask every teenager the following thing when they tell me, well, I don't believe in God. Why should I go to class? I say, well, look, do you believe that there's meaning in the world? And I have to say, for most middle-class Jewish kids in Pittsburgh, yeah, there's meaning in the world. There's some family system. They get to go to a school. They have hopes and dreams, etc. There is meaning in the world. Then I say, do you think there's order in the world? And they go, yeah. If I do this, I get in trouble. If I don't, if I do the right things, I get rewarded. A's, B's, I get privileges, I get an allowance. Yeah, there's order in the world. Is there purpose in the world? And believe it or not, most of our 16-year-olds think there is purpose in the world. And it makes a difference if you go to Ball State or Harvard or whatever it is, and that there's a purpose. And I tell every one of my students that if you believe in meaning, order, and purpose, of course you believe in God. You just don't know how to describe it. It's not an old man with a beard, because most of us gave that up in 7th grade. And in 7th grade, when I had the insight, wait a minute, maybe God didn't invent humanity. Humanity invented God to explain what we couldn't explain. I thought I was brilliant until 4 other kids in my class said, we got there before you. Judaism embraces the complexity of the simple, the touching the thing which is more than a thing, the touching of the honey which didn't come from a rock, but you imagine it could. It's a beautiful poetic metaphor. And my spiritual life is enhanced more by saying yes to the broad range of possibilities with Kiv Yachol than saying no. There's no meaning, there's no order, there's no purpose. This comes to a head in a lesson that I've taught so many times, some people could say it back to me. The Greek versus the Jewish views of the world. The Greek view of the world is by Thucydides in the Peloponnesian Wars, where in the Malayan dialogue, the Athenians said to the Malayans, you have to surrender. And the Malayans said, why? We want to keep our independence. And the Athenians say, what? The strong do what they will, the weak suffer what they must. That's a worldview. What's our worldview? We read it in Genesis next week for Simchat Torah. That the world is good, has a purpose, and every life is an intimation, not the image of God, but an intimation of that which is beyond us. I choose to believe in the intimation of God in every human being. I choose to believe that when I touch the earth, and I touch flowers, and I touch people, that there's an intimation of the divine in that. It's a tiny spark, it's not the fire. I choose to believe in meaning, order, and purpose. I choose to taste the honey rather than be so literal that God can't be what the words say. Because the words don't mean the words. They never did. Why would you assume that ancient poets were incapable of metaphor? Why would you assume that they're primitive? Because I don't. Why can't we just say, Kiv Yachol? Say it, Kiv Yachol, as if it could be. With that, may this year be sweet as honey for you. May we enter into Sukkot and you touch a lulav and an etrog, and you scratch that etrog with your thumbnail and drink in the aroma that only an etrog can have. May it be a year of joy and fullness and richness kivyachol, as if God had fed it to you, God's self. Amen. You okay? I have a whole bunch of announcements, so just sit there a second, okay? So, yes?
I'm just looking to see what else.
I have Wednesday on there. Is that what you want?
No, baskets, paper bags.
Okay, we still have paper bags for you to bring groceries. Just today, a woman came and said, I have no money and I have 3 children. I need things. And I said, we have things. Look at all these bags. I need diapers. We found the right size. I need detergent. We found detergent. We found cereal. We found rice. We found all kinds of things, and we help people directly. We are taking bags of groceries through Simchat Torah, and then they'll all be carted off to the Eastern Cooperative Ministries or the Squirrel Hill Food Pantry. Please, please, please be generous. It's going to get cold soon, and people need food. Cantorial music, thank you, Cantor Berman, is underwritten by a generous grant from Edgar Snyder, and we want to thank our greeters tonight, Michelle Feingold and Frank Schwartz. Tomorrow, there's Torah study at 8:30 in the morning, and the informal service is at 9:15 in the Barnett Chapel. Sukkot services, Sunday night at 7 o'clock in the Sukkah, unless it's raining. Then we'll be in the chapel. We'll see. Monday, Sukkot service is at Road of Shalom at 10 o'clock. They come to us for Simchat Torah. We go to them for Sukkot. The second Friday in October is a very, very special day. It's a 6 o'clock service, so we have our Shabbat tables program. Please sign up to be either a guest or a host for Shabbat dinner. But we are hosting here the president of the Central Conference of American Rabbis, Denise Egger, who is the first LGBT rabbi ever to head a major professional rabbinic organization. She's speaking here at our 6 o'clock service, and I'm cutting short the prayers so she can speak longer because we really want to hear what she has to say. So how busy are we? Sunday night Sukkot, Monday night Sukkot, Wednesday Jewish journey groups, right, Rabbi Gorban? They're going to meet in the Sukkah, assuming that it's all right in the Sukkah. And then next Friday night is mostly musical Shabbat. Saturday night, next Saturday night, is the Interfaith Sukkot party at the Gibsons, 425 South Dallas. Please feel free to come to our house at 6:30 for Havdalah and a beautiful evening that we provide every year. And then Sunday night, a week from Sunday, we have a 5:30 to 6:30 Simchat Torah dinner. We have consecration of new students. We have the celebration of all of our new members. And we have a wild Simchat Torah service. What do I mean by wild? We have a short set of prayers, Hakafot, 7 circuits with all the Torah scrolls, and 3 simultaneous Torah readings, here, there, and there. If you want to read Torah, let me know. I've got a sign-up sheet. And then, on next Monday morning, we will have our Simchat Torah service here in this room with our friends from Road of Shalom, which will include a Yizkor service. Anything else you want to know? Look it up, okay? It is delightful, as I said at the beginning of the service, to have Rabbi Gorban's parents here. It's delightful, the first choir service, to sing with you all and to have Cantor Berman singing with you as well. Yes, Karen, what did we miss? Yes, next Friday night at Mostly Musical Shabbat, we are celebrating Selma Rayev, who, like the Sharaps, have been members for more than 60 years at this temple, because she is going to be leaving us to be with her daughter in Richmond, Virginia, and we want to celebrate all that you have done for us and all the gifts you've given us, and hopefully give you a gift of love in return. Will Rosie be here too? Will Rosie be here? Yes, very good. Okay, thank you for reminding me of that. If you look in your book on page 282, you'll find our final set of prayers. In the middle of the page, we rise for Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latei kedula liyotzera breshit, shelo asana kagoyei aratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu kor'im, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, 287, V'nemar, V'haya Adonai, L'melech al kol ha'aretz, Bayom hahu, Yeh Adonai echad, U'shemo your books on page 290 is a beautiful poem before we read our yahrzeit list and our Kaddish list and say Kaddish. It was written by Rabbi Chaim Stern of Chappaqua, New York, when his wife died, and it touches me every time. It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch, a fearful thing to love, hope, dream, to be an O, to lose. A thing for fools, this, and a holy thing to love. For your life is lived in me, your laugh once lifted me, your word was gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing to love what death has touched. As we read the names of those whose yahrzeits are being commemorated last week and this week, the list is long. If it's somebody that you are saying Kaddish for, we'll ask you to rise in your place, if you are able. Lawrence Baker, Selma Berger, Eva Bett, and Stanley Bett. Marie Bloom, Shirley Bloom, Jaime Brody, and Vera Broverman. Donald Brown, Faye Cohen, Frederica Barnett, Henry Cohen, Gil Dansker, and Gerald C. Davidson. Otto Dubovy, Louis Engel, Rose Exler, Daniel Farb, and Janice Fisher. Erwin Foreman, Irene Fried, and Richard H. Fried. Doris Friedman, Abe Friedman, and Eva Galanti, Michael A. Gilligan, and Pinya Glusman. Edward Jeffrey Goldberg, Sarah M. Goldberg, Adeline Mallinger Gordon, Esther Gordon, and Jack Gordon. Edith Greenfield, Mary Lou Greco, Ruth Gummerman, and Simon Halpern. Molly Halpern, Miriam Harris, Dolores Sarah Heller, B. Herman, Charles Hinkes, Howard S. Hirsch, Albert Hyman, Lucille Iddigson, and Evelyn Judd. Miriam Kronick, Theodore Kraut, Herman Krug, Paul Krupski, Donald Ladov, and Alice Levinton. Edna Lick, Nathan Love, and Pauline Magdovitz, Emma Mamelin, Alvin Mann, Samuel Miller, and Wilfred Miller. Ida L. Minkoff and Sophie Mishalovich. David Nathanson, Ellis Sachs Nathanson, and Harry Olitsky. Clarice Oshry and Morris Palmer. Ethel Pariser, Morris Pearl, and Gail R. Pick. Avram Pomerantz, Sally Raphael, and Phyllis Ravens. Arthur Resnick, Norman Rich, Eugene Rosen, June Roth, and Albert Ryev. Charles Risden, Molly Sable, and Louis M. Sachs. Jackie Sambol, Rose Schanfarber, Ann Schiffman, Donald Schwartz, and Rose N. Schwartz. Samuel Schweitzer and Morton Schweitzer. Morris Scarato, Harry Shapiro, and Alex M. Sherman. Samuel Sherman, Ann Sisson, and Alan I. Smith. Richard Sorge, Harold Spiegel, and Oscar Spira. Rose Steinberg, Joseph Unger, and Norman Wedner. Bella Weiner, Harry Weiss, Sam Weissman, Louis White, Robert Whistler, and Samara Hope Yellen. And now we remember those whose recent deaths we honor and mourn. Cynthia Cherie Darrow Covington, Elizabeth Dinsmore Follansby, Eleanor Polechko, Larry Mason, Rosalind Rosharfen Alpert, and Gloria Silverblatt. And it's my sad duty to announce the death of Barbara Schomeister Gibson's aunt, Lucy Schomeister, should be buried in Cincinnati on Sunday. Because we believe that no mourner should ever stand alone, we rise with them now and accompany them, as on 294, all who will may join in Kaddish. Yitgadal, Yikadash, Shemei Rabbah, V'yom Adivrach, Hirute, V'yamlich Malchute, B'chayechon, V'yamechon, Chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, B'agala V'zman Kari V'yamru, Amen, Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mavarach, Le'olam Olamei Almaya, Yiparach, Yishtabach, Yipa'ar, Yitramam, Yitnaseh, Yitadar, Yitalev, Yitalal, Shmei Dekudsha, Brihu, Le'ela Minko Birchata V'shirata, Tushbechata V'nechamata, Damiram B'yama V'yamru, Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleina Ve'el Kol Yisrael V'yamu, Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav, Huya Oseh Shalom, Aleina Ve'el Kol Yisrael V'yamru, Amen. May the source of peace in the high heavens cause peace to descend on all of us, all Israel, upon a world desperately in need of peace, upon all of us as to mourn our beloved dead. As together we say, Amen. I'm going to ask you to sit for our final song. We started with Massing. We're going to end with him. On page 324 is a beautiful Yigdal with soloists from the choir. After that, we're going to have a brief benediction, and I'm going to say the blessing over cookies, so we might enjoy Oneg Shabbat out in the hall together. The hall is called the slate area because once upon a time there wasn't carpet, there was slate. So if you ever hear it that, it's a Pittsburgh thing. It's kind of like where Isley's used to be. Yigdal. What is the page? 324.
Yes. יגדל אלוהים החי, וישתבח, נמצא ואין עת, אל מציאותו, נמצא ואין עת, אל מציאותו, אחד ואין יחיד, כייחודו, נעלם וגם אין סוף, לאחדותו. Bendito está siempre, nombre de su Dios.
Ein lo demut haguf, ve'eino guf, lo na'aroch elav kedushato, lo na'aroch elav kedushato.
Please rise. La 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 la. Bruchim atem b'voachem, bruchim atem b'tzeitchem me'atav olam. May be blessed every place you come in. May be blessed everywhere you go this year. May you enter the sukkah of life in joy and depart in peace. As together we say, Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei mizonot. Praise you, Adonai, our God, ruler of all, who makes animal crackers and all kinds of good cookies and things. As together we say, Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
I got a whole basket for you.
I love your toenails. They're so cute. And, you know, I like that color. I hate those dark toenails. I like them. It's frosty and it's cheerful. I can't do it. I can't wear it. I don't want anybody to look at my toenails, but I won't hide them.
What's Hebrew